let us take an example of two kids. Let's say this person and this person, and let us talk about their, let's say, age and their heights. So let's say this person's age is 15 years and this person's age is 17 years, and this person's height is 1.6 meters and this person's height is 1.5 meters. So what are essentially these four measurements? What are these four values? If you think, they are simply properties of these people, right? 15 years is his age, that's a property. Age is his property. Height is this person's property, right? And similarly this person's property, age, so his age is 17 years and that is his property. His height is 1.5 meters and that is his property. It's a simple attribute that tells something about him. So obviously these numbers have some physical significance, they have a meaning. So age is simply the number of years you've lived till now, and height is the distance between the tip of your toe and your head when you stand straight up. So these numbers have a physical value, have a physical significance, but after all they are simply properties of this person. They tell something about him. Now similarly, if we talk about, instead of talking about human beings, let us talk about particles. Let's say I have these two particles, any two particles. I'm not getting into too much detail right now. Let's say I have these two particles. Now even particles can have properties, right? So just like humans can have properties apart from age and height, we can have other properties like hair color, eye color, mass. We can have a lot of properties. Similarly, particles can have a lot of properties. Let us talk about the two most basic properties of particles. The first, very easy to guess, mass. So mass is the first property, a very basic property, and I hope that has an intuitive sense. So what is mass? So let's say if I say this particle here has some mass, so obviously particles have, so let's say this particle has, let's say, 0.01 grams of mass, and just taking a hypothetical value, and let's say this particle's mass is 0.02 grams. So this number is simply a property of this particle. The mass is simply a property of these two particles, and they tell something about this particle. Now similarly, we have another property of particles just like mass, which is called charge. Now what is charge, what is its physical significance? We'll understand that slowly in the coming videos, but for now just imagine it just like another property. It's just another property. Now this particle can have some charge, and this particle can have some other charge. Let's say this can have 1 unit of charge, this particle, and this particle can have 2 units of charge. Now what are the exact units? Like the units of mass can be grams, kilograms and all. So we'll get into that. I don't think we need to get into that right now, the unit of charge, but the basic idea is charge is another property of particles. Now apart from that, one very clear distinct difference between mass, so just charge is very similar to mass, but there's one slight difference. Mass is always and always positive, right? Have you ever seen negative mass? I don't think anybody has seen negative mass up until now, but yeah, we can have negative charge. So that's one difference. So this thing might have positive 2 units of charge, this thing might have negative 1 unit of charge. Now why are we introducing charge right now? What is charge? We'll get into that later. It's just like you have hair color, you have eye color, different properties, right? And so similarly particles have different properties like mass, charge. Another property could be the size of particles, and so on and so forth. But these two are the most basic properties of particles that you'll be dealing with, and charge is simply another property. That is it for this video.